From just off Route 414, the Monday Night NASCAR Xfinity Series is ready to twist and turn their way through the heart of New York State's wine country. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Independence Racing Network. We're ready to continue the 2022 campaign here at Watkins Glen International as Mike Wright looks to extend his points lead, and the rest of these incredible drivers are chasing him down through the hills of central New York. I'm Dave Regal here in the broadcast booth, and I'll be with you every step of the way, from the green flag to the checkered flag on the Independence Racing Network. And folks, glad to have you in with us tonight as qualifying is now underway. Going to be checking out Brandon Minto here in the number 12 Chevrolet as he is on his outlap right now. In fact, just about everybody looks like they're still on their outlap. First person to cross the start-finish line is Mr. Chris Claude driving the number 10 Dasani Toyota Supra as he is out here. Tell you what, we'll talk about our points tonight so far as things have definitely gotten interesting as far as points spread. Mike Wright still your points leader with 10 wins on the season, the first one there in double digits, of course. As you know, here we are on week number 25, and oddly enough, he's got 10 of those wins, and, you know, everybody else, basically, they're not even in that same neighborhood. You know, next driver here behind him is, you know, Bobby Blazer with 4 wins, Dylan Ackert with 2, James Ray, who isn't even running with us right now, with 2 wins. Dylan Ackert also with a suspension he's serving this evening, so he will not be out on track. But, you know, long story short, Mike Wright is just running away with the Monday Night NASCAR Xfinity Series Championship right now. So always great to have good drivers out here on track. And speaking of good drivers on track, we do see here in the 04 HendrickCars.com Chevrolet Ricky Carmichael as he is getting ready to be on his opening lap. Looks like he's going to stop and make a little bit of an adjustment there. We're going to check in on Brandon Minto yet again. And Brandon Minto just about done with his first lap here, as is R.P. Allen. R.P. Allen in the 03 USAA Toyota Supra, laying down a 1 minute 12.84 seconds, sits atop the leaderboard right now here. And, you know, for lack of a better term, he's going to be the driver to beat tonight. The Allen brothers, both Bennett and R.P., always sitting atop the leaderboard no matter where we are every night. Or every week, that is. And these guys, they just know their stuff. They know their equipment. They know what they're doing and how they're doing it. R.P. Allen here in the USAA 03 Toyota Supra crosses the start-finish line and nets himself a 1 minute 12.84 seconds. So just 3/100th of a second off of his brother Bennett. Bennett, of course, up there in P2 right now. And Bennett, just having finished his qualifying effort, pulls it on in with a 1 minute 12.3, almost identical to Mike Wright, who, after his first lap, has laid down a 1 minute 12.30. So we'll watch our points leader here finish off this last half lap that he's coming through, as he has now wound his way through the carousel, coming back toward the front stretch. My goodness, all kinds of wound up here is Mike Wright. Mike Wright bringing it back down pit road here after laying down his 1 minute 12.30 seconds. Jeff Carson in the number 9 Napa Auto Parts Toyota Supra. He's out on his second lap Obviously, that first lap was affected by some kind of an off track or a rub that he had, but he'll get that all fixed up, I'm sure. Ricky Carmichael, in the middle of his second lap, laid down a 1 minute 15.46 second lap here. Ricky Carmichael, of course, the GOAT of all that is dirt bike racing and motocross and supercross, out here with his hat in the ring in the Monday Night NASCAR Xfinity Series. Glad to have him with us, as he is just about a half lap away, and it looks like he bites a little bit of grass there, something that's not uncommon here at Watkins Glen. I know that, we think to ourselves, it's just a road course. It's no different than driving back the road to Grandma's house, but this is far from Grandma's house, that's for sure. As, the speeds that these guys are reaching at 125 miles an hour and up, that's not grocery getting speed on a road course by any stretch. Jeff Carson here finishing his second lap, and that's a 1 minute 14.64 second lap. Zachary Vaughn in the middle of his second lap. First lap was 1 minute 15.71 seconds. Still trails Carmichael, who laid down a 1 minute 15.46. Just a little less than half the field has not qualified or laid down an acceptable qualifying effort, as Carlos Ramos looks like he was not able to record a legitimate qualifying lap, as well as Chad Sanner, who laid down one lap and he decided to put it back on the truck, at least for qualifying. And Anthony Paggio, or Page as he is known, new to the Monday Night NASCAR Xfinity Series, got half a lap in and has decided to just hang on to his qualifying effort for now. And as we're waiting here for qualifying to wrap up, Carlos Ramos, John Bawalda, Ian Humphreys, Chad Sanner, Doug Argabright, and Anthony Paggio still have not gone out to get that qualifying taken care of. Of course, Carlos Ramos had put his qualifying efforts in, but was not able to get a clean lap. So while we wait for the time to tick down, we will step aside and pay some bills here on the Independence Racing Network.
With the Butt Kicker Gamer 2, what you see and what you hear is what you feel. Butt Kicker. The future is feeling.
In 2007, Ray Regal had a vision of serving his fellow firefighters' breathing air needs better. As a City of Reading firefighter since 1975, he knows the difficulties of finding the best and most affordable service company to care for and manage the most important means of survival firefighters have: breathing air. Northeastern Fire and Air is committed to providing our brothers and sisters with the best service in the industry and at an affordable cost. For more information, call 610-207-6608 for a consultation today, and know that you can breathe easy with Northeastern Fire and Air. Welcome back to Watkins Glen International. Dave Regal here at the microphone on the Independence Racing Network, the exclusive broadcast provider of Monday Night NASCAR's Xfinity Series here on YouTube.com and iRacing.com. And folks, if this is your first night tuning in, make sure to subscribe and turn on those bell notifications, as that, of course, helps the people on YouTube find your friends and family who are out here running on these tracks week after week. And qualifying just wrapping up, and we're going to stop in right now and talk with Mr. Bennett Allen, if we can get him down here. We are trying to get a hold of Bennett Allen. Bennett Allen, Dave Regal in the broadcast booth. You got a copy, brother? Hey, man, listen, you had the win last week, and now we're looking forward to this week here. So, two road courses in a row, the pride of Chattanooga, Tennessee. What say you as far as your strategy for tonight? Trust me, confidence is something that you guys can absolutely lay down on your laurels because, I mean, you guys are just a fantastic organization here at Money House Racing. And, right now, that JCTV number 3 Ghost Energy Toyota Supra sitting on the outside of row 1 or on the left side of row 1G. It's obviously road racing night. So, listen, get her cranked up there and get ready to rock and roll, brother. Thank you. That was last week's race winner, Mr. Bennett Allen, and of course he does run with Money House Racing in the number 3 Ghost Energy JCTV Toyota Supra. So glad to have him with us every week here, and the car's getting ready to roll off right now. Let's take a look at that starting grid. As we see the starting grid, Mike Wright leading off the field, with Bennett Allen on the outside of row number 2. Row number 2 made up of R.P. Allen and Michael Astuto. In fact, let's just get this out of our way, shall we? Bennett Allen on row number 1 as well. Row number 2 made up of R.P. Allen and Eugenio Alonso. Michael Astuto and Brandon Minto in row number 3. Jeff Carson and Zachary Vaughn in row number 4. Ricky Carmichael from Tallahassee, Florida, the motocross and supercross GOAT, starting on the inside of row number 9 with Aaron Mack on his outside, starting in 10th from Fort Riley, Kansas. Corey Burkett in the number 13 Ford Mustang, and Chris Claude, the number 10 Dasani Toyota Supra, making up row number 6. Row number 7 with Carlos Ramos and Chad Sanner from Smithfield, Pennsylvania in row number 7. Row number 8 made up of John Espawalda III in that number 51 TrackBookings.com Chevrolet Camaro, starting on the inside of row number 8 with Tony Paggio in the 07 Toyota Supra, making his first start of the season here in the Monday Night NASCAR Xfinity Series, with Ian Humphreys starting in what will be 17th, and starting shotgun on the field but not out on track right now, Doug Argabright. Not sure if Doug's going to be making it out onto track, but these drivers all ready to rock and roll. And I got to be honest with you folks, I know I'm ready to rock and roll, as the iRacing.com pace car is ready to bring them around to the front of this track. You know, one of the things that we always kind of try to watch here is just the way that these drivers get started. You know, of course, as we get ready, we see the man in the stand has the green flag in his hand. You make sure that you grab some popcorn, call a friend, settle in, because we are green flag racing at Watkins Glen International. Mike Wright bringing this field so gracefully through the S's and makes his way down the back stretch as they come out of the S's. We do see Zachary Vaughn having some kind of a problem, but we're getting ready to watch this field come into the bus stop region of the track. As they come all the way through, we see everybody hopping these curbs, getting through there just as gracefully as anybody could possibly imagine as they enter the carousel. Mike Wright bringing the field down the hill. This is kind of an interesting hill if you think about it, because you're trying to slow down and keep yourself tight, but at the same time loosen up and get through to drive up the next hill. They get ready to come through the penultimate and enter the final turn. As they come out of the penultimate and into the final turn, we see the Go Bowling sponsorship there on the infield opposite the Zippo sponsorship there, and Mike Wright is going to lead the first lap. And meanwhile, we're going to check in here on Zachary Vaughn and Corey Burkett, as not really sure what might have happened. And we see Zachary Vaughn here in the 91, kind of getting here on the inside of Jeff Carson, manages to get himself away, drives in toward the S's, and just gets it all kinds of wrong there against the guardrail. But fortunately, and he whacks the 31 and the 10. The 31 driven by Aaron Mack, and the 10, of course, by your Sunday Night NASCAR Series commissioner, Mr. Chris Claude. Chris looks like he's trying to get that machine back underway there. And we also see Corey Burkett having yet more problems as week after week. He is quite a talented driver, but sometimes just having keeping this machine between the lines here as he catches a little bit of grass. And, you know, with these Xfinity cars, once you catch that grass, it's kind of hard to keep moving forward safely. But meanwhile, Mike Wright up here in the lead as we go ahead and bring up your scoring tower. Usually we do use the ticker here, but, you know, on a night like this where there's so much movement throughout the race, we'll make sure that you can see all of that right here on the left side of your screen. Of course, your scoring tower brought to you by our friends over at Northeastern Fire and Air, the exclusive provider of the Monday Night NASCAR Xfinity Series here on iRacing.com. Mike Wright in the number 98 Ford Performance Mustang leads the field here as he is being chased down by Bennett Allen and Eugenio Alonso. Just 0.78 seconds between Wright and Allen, but Alonso getting ready to chase Bennett Allen down as he is 1.09 seconds, now 1.20 seconds behind Allen, and yet another Allen behind Alonso, as it looks like Chris Claude has gotten himself into some more trouble here. We'll take a look at Chris Claude and see exactly what might have happened as he was involved in the earlier wreck. And we see Chris trying to hold it together, and maybe the car not really handling as well as he'd like it to. And as we try to fast forward here some, looks like it's almost like he may have locked up that front wheel. And we'll restart here as we can see that, yeah, that front right just locked up and he just dragged it right in here at the bus stop. So tough luck for Chris Claude as he may actually have a tire down the way that car looks like it's handling. So rough luck for Chris, as, you know, he's one of those drivers that week in and week out is just always trying to keep it between the lines and be consistent. Meanwhile, Eugenio Alonso and R.P. Allen getting ready to do battle as R.P. looking on the inside now, peeking here. As it looks like Chris Claude, Chad Sander, and Ian Humphreys have gotten themselves into yet another issue. My goodness. And we'll keep an eye right here on Eugenio Alonso and R.P. Allen. Now Eugenio able to almost get himself above as we go into the bus stop. We'll see Eugenio Alonso leading R.P. Allen, gets one heck of a run as they get down into the carousel. And basically these two drivers just chasing each other. Like, at this point, I think Eugenio Alonso owes R.P. Allen some lunch money as he's chasing him down as if he owes it. We were just taking a look at Chad Sanner here. Chad right now kind of driving that modified looking Chevrolet Camaro as he is right behind Corey Burkett. Just 1/2 second between those two drivers. 0.55 is more like it. As Burkett, who has had some issues over the last several weeks, looks like he has definitely corrected them and keeping that 1110 Ford Mustang ahead of Sanner, as Sanner is still dealing with some of this damage. Right now, as we work our way through the top 10, rounding out the top 10 is Mr. Ricky Carmichael, who I was talking to him before the race, and basically he wants to try to keep things nice and clean through basically the first 60 to 65 laps of this race tonight, and really turn on the jets as he gets into that last 15 to 10 laps here at Watkins Glen. And Ricky Carmichael, one of the drivers tonight here on track that has that real world experience in the Xfinity car. So I'm going to have to say that I trust him to make the right call as we move through the field. In 9th position, we have Jeff Carson driving the number 9. From Cross Junction, Virginia, Jeff Carson here in that Napa Auto Parts Toyota Supra. Got himself all cranked up, and right now he is keeping himself about 4.66 seconds ahead of Carmichael. So not too much of an issue here. However, your Tuesday Night NASCAR Truck Series Commissioner, John Bawaldo III, driving the number 51 TrackBookings.com Chevrolet Camaro, running in 8th position right now with Carlos Ramos in the number 97 EE Sports Toyota Supra, running in 7th. I was talking to Carlos last week after the race and told him I always love this paint scheme because I'll tell you what, that pink and black, it really sets him apart from some of these other drivers, especially that hot pink. And next week when we go to Daytona International Speedway down there in Florida, that pink will absolutely show its true colors as we're trying to spot him in those big packs that run around the super speedway. Brandon Minto in the number 12 Upside Chevrolet Camaro, running in 6th. Michael Astuto in the number 39 Cookout Ford, running in 5th. Eugenio Alonso in 4th position right now in his number 86 Chevrolet, with Bennett Allen in the JCTV Ghost Energy Toyota Supra, running in 3rd. R.P. Allen, Bennett's brother, in the 03 USAA Toyota Supra, running in 2nd. And your race leader, also your points leader, Mike Wright, up here atop the pile. And it looks like Mike Wright is ready to put the 07 of Anthony Paggio down a lap as they aren't too far apart from one another. Looks like he's having himself a little bit of a problem getting around there. As you know, right now he's just kind of trying to feel his way through this car. As you know, iRacing.com is definitely different from real life, and Paj himself, he's got some real life experience here on the asphalt as well. So guys are going to have to work around him tonight, but I definitely see good things coming from him as we move forward here in the Xfinity Series season. Nine of 82 laps complete here at Watkins Glen International. So we are 3 wide with Anthony Paggio, Brandon Minto, and my goodness, the 97 of Carlos Ramos. That was definitely a Code Brown moment, something we don't often see on a road course 3 wide, as it looks like Ramos and Minto are going to run away from Paggio in the 07. But here we are on lap number 9, and it looks like Zachary Vaughn has had himself an incident here. Let's see what's going on with Zach. And we see Zachary Vaughn here trying to get into the bus stop, already with some damage, and we can see those tires just towed all the way in, and he just decided to get out of harm's way here in the number 91. Can't say I don't blame him, as that can get awful stressful, awful fast. And Corey Burkett having himself an issue, as we'll see what happened exactly with him. And we see Burkett coming down the front stretch, down into turn 1. Waiting to see exactly what might have happened. Oh, and he just buys it coming out of turn 1. That's an issue. We'll run that back real quick here. As he comes on the exit of turn 1, just spins that left rear and brings the butt end of the number 13 Ford Mustang all the way around, sponsored by 1110. Anyway, here we are at lap 11, and just to keep in mind, folks, we do have stage racing here in the Monday Night NASCAR Xfinity Series, and stage racing, stage 1 going to end at lap number 20, so once lap number 20 is complete, once the 10th place car rolls by for lap number 21, we will have that all too important stage break. Then we will have another stage break at the conclusion of lap number 40, so when the 10th place car crosses for lap 41, we will have another caution, and then have 42 laps to the end, straight on through. So a long night here ahead of us at Watkins Glen, as it looks like Jeff Carson and Ricky Carmichael both may have some kind of an issue. And we see Ricky Carmichael coming across the start-finish line down toward turn 1. He's got Carson in hot pursuit, and it looks like Carson almost, oh my. Carson locked them up the entire way in, and we can see that from right here. Looks like Carmichael might have gotten loose. Nothing serious, just a normal getting loose. But Carson just puts that death blow right in on Ricky's doors, as we can see him just trying to lock up that front rear, or that front wheel, and not able. There it is, as he just could not get that car woed down enough. So hopefully we'll see these two drivers get themselves back around for any kind of damage repair. Let's see where Ricky is right now. Running in 10th position with Jeff Carson in 9th, as looks like the front of Carson's car has been left somewhere for dead. But Ricky Carmichael still in pursuit here, as perhaps most of that damage going to be on the body of that HendrickCars.com Chevrolet Camaro. Carlos Ramos and Brandon Minto going at it again tonight, as Carlos Ramos in hot pursuit of Brandon Minto. And something that we see, just it seems like it's week after week, these two drivers near each other continually. And you know what? Any other time you'd probably be a little bit nervous, but all things considered, these two drivers talented enough to keep it between the lines. And speaking of keeping it between the lines, we need to be keeping the lights on here at the Independence Racing Network, so we will step aside and go side by side as we pay some bills on the Independence Racing Network. I'm Dave Regal, and you're watching Monday Night NASCAR. Whoa, before we step away, I see Ian Humphreys just buried into the guardrail back here. Let's see exactly what might have happened. And we see Ian Humphreys here in the number 32 PremierSetupShop.com Toyota Supra, chasing down Corey Burkett. And it looks like he just gets loose, bounces off of one guardrail, and just noses into the other, and has to tow himself out of there. That's kind of a terrible thing for him, but I'm sure he can get it running right again once he gets that repair effected. So once again, we're going to step aside and pay some bills here on the Independence Racing Network.
Drivers that took time, all of them within 3.5 tenths of each other tonight is going to be a very closely competitive race.
As the field works its way out of the 3-4 complex, the only thing that's left to say is wipe the visor, adjust the 5-point safety harness, because race fans, it's showtime!
Amazing looking cars already. Green flag will fly.
Oh, the rocket! Well, one thing that you're going to see at this track that we haven't seen the last few weeks is a surface that's multi-group. I think this is the first multi-group surface we're going to have.
After an amazing race at Daytona, we now come to the left coast and Auto Club Speedway in Fontana, California for the second round of the Way She Goes Racing League Cup Series.
There's a new approach to lawn care, Preen One Lawn Care. Preen One does away with the hassle of multiple bags of different products. It has everything you need for a beautiful lawn in one bag. And all it takes is one application. For season-long weed control and feeding, apply the granules when the lawn is wet and weeds are actively growing. It blocks crabgrass all season. It prevents crabgrass seeds from growing. It kills the seedlings too, even when applied 4 weeks after they sprout. It's your best defense against tough weeds like dandelion, chickweed, henbit, and hundreds more. Plus, its slow-release formula feeds the lawn evenly for months to build stronger roots for maximum heat and drought resistance. Preen One delivers convenience and better performance in one package with one application. Spend more time enjoying your lawn and less time working on it. Preen One, and it's done. It's a lawn dream come true.
Welcome back to Watkins Glen International. Dave Regal here with the Independence Racing Network, bringing you Monday Night NASCAR Xfinity Series action from here at the Glen. 16 of 82 laps complete so far tonight, as it looks like Bennett Allen going to be charging right here alongside of Mike Wright, battling for the lead left and right here. As we will pull up the battles box here in the lower right-hand corner of your screen, we can see Mike Wright and Bennett Allen separated by just a quarter of a second. As Bennett Allen getting on the left side, going in here to the S's. Looks like he is not going to be willing to be giving up any room here as they go down the back straightaway. And I'm more excited to see exactly what happens here as they get into the bus stop. And as we bring our drone camera in, we can see these drivers hopping over the curbs as it looks like Bennett. Oh, we see Ricky Carmichael in the grass of the bus stop watching Bennett Allen and Mike Wright tearing down the hill. As they're now side by side, looks like Bennett able to keep it together here as he is still chasing Mike Wright down, and they're separated by just such a short distance. We're going to keep it right here for now, but oh, we see Bennett working the inside as they get ready to come through the last turn back toward the start-finish line. We can see here as they pass the flag stand side by side, they're going to get ready to come down side by side into turn number one. This is going to be dangerous. Mike Wright getting the run out of turn number one as they go back into the S's. This has got to be one of the best battles that you're going to see all night here on the track, as now Mike Wright leads Bennett Allen back down into the back stretch. My goodness, as we come back toward the bus stop. Oh, we've got cars spinning behind them, but right now Mike Wright and Bennett Allen will take a look and see exactly what happened in a moment. Looks like perhaps Anthony Paggio and Corey Burkett getting into it back there. We'll run it back and look in just a moment. As your new race leader is Bennett Allen, and we can see exactly where he passed Mike. Right here on lap number 18. And we see just as they go into the bus stop, Bennett just, like a cowboy, hops those curbs and gets right in front of him, getting down through the penultimate toward the carousel. So obviously, Bennett Allen not afraid to take his fate into his own hands and claim the lead away from Mike Wright. Mike, who now is not out there. Mike Wright coming down for pit service here. So your race leader, Bennett Allen, goes ahead and takes the lead with a 13.26 second, 13.29 second lead over Eugenio Alonso. Running in P2, Brandon Minto in P3. John Bawalda in fourth here on lap number 19. Mike Wright, your points leader, running in fifth. RP Allen in sixth. And Michael Astuto rounding out your lead lap cars here in seventh. I'm sorry, Jeff Carson leading your rounding out your lead lap cars in eighth. Aaron Mack will be your lucky dog free pass car this time around, as never mind. Bennett Allen puts Jeff Carson down a lap here on lap number 20, and we are going to race all the way back now to the green and white checkered flag as we wait for that competition to caution to come out as they drive through the S's and down here through the back straightaway. We see Bennett leading the field through the S's. I'm sorry, through the bus stop. And it looks like Bennett getting ready to bring everybody down here toward the penultimate and toward the final turn of this piece here on lap number 20, the last lap of stage number 1 at Watkins Glen International. And as Bennett Allen crosses the start-finish line, he is your Stage 1 winner. He will be followed by Eugenio Alonso, John Bawalda, Brandon Minto, Mike Wright, RP Allen, Michael Astuto, Jeff Carson, Ricky Carmichael, and Aaron Mack rounding out your top 10. So we're going to see Bennett Allen cross there, and we are just waiting for that 10th place car of now Chad Sanner, who was just sideways coming out of the last turn, getting ready to, right now coming through the S's. And race control throwing out that caution flag as Michael Astuto crosses the start-finish line. Bennett Allen, your Stage 1 winner. And we will step aside and hear from our good friends.
Belts and hoses.
Hear from our good friends over at Napa Auto Parts, and as we pay some bills and step out of the way here at the end of stage number 1.
I know belts and hoses, not X and O's. I do O2 sensors, but not defenses. Yeah, I make a right call to keep your car in the game. Don't even need a playbook, it's all in my brain. Fuel injectors, alternators, radiators too. It's who I am, it's what I do. Napa know how. Napa know how.
Welcome back to Watkins Glen International. We have our Stage 1 winner, Mr. Bennett Allen, with us here in the broadcast booth. Bennett Allen, Dave Regal, you got a copy up here. Hey, man, listen, this is kind of becoming a thing for us. I mean, you decide to win something, I bring you up here into the broadcast booth. You might as well keep that up. So kind of an interesting Stage 1 as you waited quite a while before getting around Mike Wright. I mean, you guys were side by side for a solid lap and a half. And, I mean, listen, we were watching the entire time. It was exciting. How was it down there on the track? Stand by 1 second. Hold on 1 second. Something going on with our Discord audio. That's interesting. Stand by, folks, as it looks like we have some kind of an issue here. There we go. Try that. You have a copy, Ben?
I do have a copy.
There we are. All right. Now everybody can hear that beautiful voice. Go ahead, Bennett. This is Bennett Allen, your Stage 1 winner here in the Monday Night NASCAR Xfinity Series. Bennett, how was that car as you were a lap and a half alongside Mike Wright? You know, tell us about those last 2 laps as you got around him.
They were pretty good. I mean, on exit it was really rough, and lap cars are not helping one bit. So navigating around lap cars and conserving your rear tires has been pretty difficult. Me going off track in the bus stop and hitting the wall in the entry of the bus stop hasn't helped either. There's just little mental mistakes I can fix pretty easily. But strategy is going to be playing a big thing because I saw Mike and I think my brother pitted before the end of the stage. So we'll see what happens here. I don't know if I'm going to fix damage or not. We'll see what happens.
Well, I mean, I'm not trying to tell you what to do or anything, but I mean, with the speed that you just carried through that first stage, I'd be fairly certain that, as you're taking, it looks like you're taking 4 tires and a tank of Go Fast. I mean, the speed that you have, I wouldn't be too worried about getting buried back there in the field.
Yeah, it's just maneuvering around the people who, I mean, it's going to sound really mean when I say this, just don't have any spatial awareness.
Buddy,
I get it. It's a tight road course, and there's not many passing zones with the no runoff rule in some of the corners. So it's just about minimizing mistakes, taking it easy. I've had a lot of practice with that over the course of the week in A opens, B opens, and ISs. It's still difficult no matter what. But I think I'm gonna come out here probably about 3rd or 4th or 5th, which is not terrible. Let's just see what happens, but. This JCTV Ghost Energy Toyota Super is pretty good. I'm using that VRS set again. VRS has been a little iffy this week. I just don't tend to tweak things because I don't want to mess up things. But we'll see what happens here in Stage 2. I think I want to do the same strat. Is just kind of minimize mistakes, stay out there, and just be there at the end.
All right, brother. Well, thank you for the time. Appreciate you.
No problem, Dave.
That was your Stage 1 winner, the Money House Racing number 3, Bennett Allen, your Stage 1 winner. And right now, we have a treat for you folks out there on YouTube.com as the GOAT of all that is dirt bike and motocross, Mr. Ricky Carmichael, who is a friend of the broadcast booth. Ricky Carmichael, Dave Regal up in the broadcast booth. You got a copy?
I do, Dave. What's up, brother?
Hey, man, listen, you had a kind of rough go of it there. And, I mean, looks like you and the 9 car of Jeff Carson got together, unfortunately, as you had gotten loose coming down into Turn 1. How was that car feeling tonight?
Oh, it's actually feeling pretty good. I had a good run going, running top 10 comfortably, like no pressure. And then I just got a little happy coming out of 1 twice, and that's really what got me to the position that I am now. But we're still in a good spot. The car is good, and if I can just mind my P's and Q's and keep away from those X's, I think we can bring this thing on to a good finish tonight.
Yeah, man. I mean, listen, especially when you talk about getting happy coming through like Turn 1, I know that it's kind of like a product of road racing. You lay that really good lap, and all of a sudden you're like, well, maybe if I ran it this way, I could go maybe 100th or another 10th faster. And next thing you know, there you are getting loose.
Yeah, well, 100%. And, you're always fighting for that next one, you know what I mean? And the disappointing part was I had no pressure from behind. So I'll make the adjustments. We need to get through this restart clean and start logging some laps, man.
All right, brother. Well, listen, we will see you at the end of the race, and hopefully you can get that top 10 finish that we were talking about earlier.
That's right. Hopefully everyone's enjoying the broadcast, and we'll see you at the end.
All right, brother. Thank you very much. Appreciate your time.
Yes, sir.
That was Ricky Carmichael, and just one of the absolute best in the business as far as, just a great driver all around, and, of course, the GOAT of all that is dirt bike racing and motocross, supercross, and I got to be honest, sometimes I'm not as well versed in that particular form of racing. But we were talking, before tonight's race, and about Ricky's transformation from being on two wheels to then 2 wheels in dirt to all of a sudden 4 wheels in asphalt, and he explained how tough that is, to make that transition. So, and now he's gone from 2 wheels on dirt to 4 wheels on asphalt to now no wheels in a virtual car. So just quite an exciting turn of events for him. The iRacing.com pace car gets ready to dive down pit road. It does. And as Mike Wright gets ready to bring them into the Geico restart zone, the green flag waves, and we are back underway on Monday Night NASCAR Xfinity Series racing here on the Independence Racing Network. A couple of drivers getting a little hot here coming through turn 1 as it looks like Carlos Ramos just about ran over top of Ricky Carmichael, who we had just talked to on the radio. And they are side by side coming into the S's as everybody trying to get back into line. We'll take a look here at Ricky's machine at 0400cars.com Chevrolet Camaro. And right now, iRacing.com, not really sure what to draw the damage model as here, but definitely see that there is kind of definitely a missing front clip there, front nose, as he goes down here into the carousel. One Bennett brother brings home the green and white checkered flag at the end of stage number 1. Now the other Allen brother leads the field here in front of brother Bennett. R.P. Allen, your race leader right now in the 03 USAA Toyota Supra. Brother Bennett just behind him in P2, being chased down by Mike Wright yet again. So Allen Wright. Michael Astuto running in 4th right now. John DeWalda III in 5th. Brandon Minto in 6th. And Jeff Carson rounding out the lead lap cars here in 7th position as he works his way around Ricky Carmichael. Eugenio Alonso down pit road. Kind of an interesting look there for Eugenio Alonso in the 86 Chevrolet Camaro as R.P. Allen, your race leader here, Allen Wright, as these drivers get ready to bring it back down through and log yet another lap as they're ready to cross the start-finish line here on lap number 26 of 82 at Watkins Glen International. In 2007, Ray Regal had a vision of serving his fellow firefighters' breathing air needs better. As a City of Reading firefighter since 1975, he knows the difficulties of finding the best and most affordable service company to care for and manage the most important means of survival firefighters have, breathing air. Northeastern Fire and Air is committed to providing our brothers and sisters with the best service in the industry and at an affordable cost. For more information, call 610-207-6608 for a consultation today and know that you can breathe easy with Northeastern Fire and Air.
With the Butt Kicker Gamer 2, what you see and what you hear is what you feel. Butt Kicker. The future is feeling.
Drivers that took time, all of them within 3.5 tenths of each other tonight is going to be a very closely competitive race.
As the field works its way out of the 3-4 complex, the only thing that's left to say is wipe the visor, adjust the 5-point safety harness, because race fans, it's showtime!
Amazing looking cars already. Green flag will fly.
Oh, they're wrecking! Well, one thing that you're going to see at this track that we haven't seen the last few weeks is a surface that's multi-group. I think this is the first multi-group surface we're going to have.
After an amazing race at Daytona, we now come to the left coast and Auto Club Speedway in Fontana, California for the second round of the Way She Goes Racing League Cup Series.
Welcome back to Watkins Glen International here in the heart of New York State's wine country. You're watching the Monday Night NASCAR Xfinity Series, right now led by Bennett Allen in the number 3 JCTV Ghost Energy Toyota Supra. He is followed by his brother RP Allen in the USAA 03 Toyota Supra, and they are both being chased down by Mike Wright in the number 98 Ford Performance Mustang. Rounding out your top 3, John Bawalda running right now in P4 in his number 51 trackbookings.com Chevrolet. Michael Astuto in the number 39 Cookout Ford Mustang running here, rounding out the top 5. Brandon Minto in 6th, and Jeff Carson in 7th, with Eugenio Alonso rounding out the lead lap cars here in 8th position in the number 86 Chevrolet Camaro. And as he comes through turn 1, we see him working now the inside. Wow, way too close. As he enters the S's. And these drivers so far tonight have put on quite a show as far as competitive driving and racing goes tonight, as especially here in this top 3, as these drivers the closest on track so far this evening. Bennett Allen, your stage 1 winner, leading the field, yet being chased down by RP Allen and Mike Wright. These 3 drivers, I feel like all night we're going to see them nose to tail as they work their way around here on this road course. And you know, of course, Watkins Glen going to be one of, not the last road course that we go to this year so far. As stand by here, we'll take a look at the schedule. As later on this season, at the end of playoffs round 1, we will be at Charlotte Motor Speedway's Roval. That'll be back down in October on week number 32, and the Roval will actually be the last road course. So this is the second to last road course of the season. Of course, next week looking forward to hitting Daytona International Speedway. So I'm assuming that we're going to see one heck of a turnout there, as you know, drivers, myself included, get real excited when we go there to the birthplace of racing. But tonight, so far, we're at Watkins Glen, and road racing had originally come to the Glen in 1948 by way of a man named Cameron Argensteiner, who was actually a law student at Cornell University, and there was a summer home up here at Seneca Lake, and basically he had gotten the course, originally a 6.6 mile course using mostly paved roads with a short dirt and gravel stretch, and the SCCA sanction was obtained back then in 1948. So, you know, a long history of racing here in New York State. And, you know, as we are here in the modern era, you know, we've seen some changes to the racetrack itself. And we can take a look here at the map. And we see right here in the middle of your screen several turns. You know, of varying degrees. And this is not your average road course, as we've talked about before in other capacities. This is probably the least technical of the road courses that we drive here in the NASCAR Racing Series, whether it's Xfinity Trucks or Cup. You know, this is a very straightforward course, and we can see that here as we bring that map back up. Several more straightaways, you know, one bus stop here on the back, and of course, you know, a carousel turn just after the bus stop, but nothing crazy as we will see in Charlotte, and as we do see at Sonoma and Road America and COTA, of course. But, you know, to me, Watkins Glen, for my money, is definitely more of a nice drive than some of the other competitive road courses that we have on the series. Of course, you know, more of the GT3 cars and things that you see out here. But, you know, for right now, the Xfinity cars here are just as exciting as we started out the night with 17 cars on the grid. Chris Claude right now down here on pit road. We're going to find out from Chris what's going on with that car as we're going to hop over here to the Joe Gibbs Racing channel. Chris Claude, Dave Regal up in the broadcast booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, I've got you, Dave.
Hey, man, see you down there on pit road. Everything all right with the number 10 Dasani Toyota?
It's been better. I got caught up in an incident on the very first turn, and it hadn't been right since. It messed my wheel up pretty bad, and I finally just decided to just pull it in and get it fixed, and I'm hoping to be able to come out and finish stage 3 up. So that's the plan right now.
How many more minutes of repair do you have, though?
4. So I'll be able to run a few
yeah,
laps, maybe this stage, and then I'll be ready for stage 3.
Yeah, it could always be worse. I mean, you know, at a place like this, especially with as many laps as we're running tonight, a total of 82, I mean, you know, you'll still have a good shot there in stage 3 to come home, you know, at least gaining maybe a couple of spots as some of these other guys are going to, whoa! Looks like RP Allen just got way loose, way fast there coming out of turn 1.
I was watching that.
That's definitely a Code Brown moment for RP. But,
Exactly.
you know, listen, great racing so far this evening, and I know that our normal commissioner for the Monday Night NASCAR Xfinity Series not on track tonight, and our thoughts are with him. But so far in race control, you are definitely holding things down tonight and carrying the torch.
I do what I can, filling in for Bob, and it's the best I can do. It's a little different than doing the commissioner work on the Cupley, where we don't have stages, and there's a lot more work involved in it, but it certainly have an appreciation for everything that he does each week.
Absolutely. Well, the pride of Fairview, Tennessee, good luck tonight, and hopefully we'll see you there running in stage 3.
So, thanks, Dave.
All right, man. That is Chris Claude, the Sunday Night NASCAR Cup Series Commissioner, brought to you by Davis Brothers Roofing. They are available every Sunday night at 8:30 p.m. in prime time over on Sim Racing Media. And, you know, Chris, one of those guys that just week in and week out puts a lot of work into these cars, or into these races, I'm sorry, where, you know, it's more than just throw up the session and go. I mean, you know, he's organizing points and rules and keeping up with, you know, the incidents per lap, which is something that we deal with here in the Monday Night NASCAR Xfinity Series. And basically the IPL, or incidents per lap, is kind of our gauge as to whether or not someone, quote unquote, basically belongs out on track. You know, some leagues have penalty systems that, you know, oh, well, if you're at fault and, you know, things like that, then we'll sit you down. But, you know, you spend a lot of time trying to determine, was so-and-so at fault for such and such a wreck? And rather than sit for hours sometimes, the IPL just seems to work. It makes everybody drive a little bit safer. And so far, paying off here in the Monday Night NASCAR Xfinity Series. Glad to have you in with us here tonight. Bennett Allen leading the Monday Night NASCAR Xfinity Series race at Watkins Glen International. I'm Dave Riegel here at the microphone on the Independence Racing Network. Bennett Allen, your race leader, followed by his brother, R.P. Allen, in the 03 USAA Toyota Supra. Mike Wright, your Monday Night NASCAR Xfinity Series points leader, running in P3 right now. These drivers all basically working their tails off tonight, as it looks like Mike Wright going to be following RP and Bennett down through the carousel. We see RP Allen now working his way toward that penultimate turn here. And we see right now John Bawalda running in P4, Michael Astuto in 5th, rounding out the top 5. These drivers here in the Monday Night NASCAR Xfinity Series have been working all night long to keep things real. RP Allen now dropping down pit road, deciding perhaps he's going to come down early here with basically 3 laps now left in stage number 2, as Bennett Allen, his brother, had brought home the green and white checkered flag at the end of stage 1. Perhaps Bennett going to be bringing home the green and white checkered flag at the end of stage 2, as RP Allen coming down to get his pit service early, which is something that we saw last race as well. Looks like Michael Astuto also coming down pit road, as he's going to try to come down early. We see the 86 car of Eugenio Alonso getting ready to take that P5 position as he crosses the start-finish line here on lap number 38. And it looks like Astuto going to be getting 4 tires and a tank of Go Fast. That Sunoco race fuel going to keep him running. Not sure if he's going to be able to make it the rest of this race, as we are just under halfway as we're getting ready to move on through stage number 2. And as Bennett Allen crosses the start-finish line here on lap number 39, that will close pit road and keep anybody from maybe trying to short pit this bad boy and see if they can't make up a little ground. As Bennett Allen, Mike Wright, and John Bawalda, your top 3, as Bawalda having a great night here on the road course asphalt, and hopefully we'll get a chance to talk to him this evening after the stage 2 break, as he brings it on through turn number 1 here at Watkins Glen International. Taking a look at Jeff Carson being followed by Ricky Carmichael. Both of those cars have seen better days, as Carmichael and Carson both involved in a little tussle earlier. Nothing crazy, just racing, so to speak, as Jeff Carson had locked him up trying to keep it away from Carmichael and basically T-boned him. And Bennett Allen crosses for lap number 40, as we will work our way toward lap number 41. And once that last lead car crosses, so Michael Astuto, once he crosses for lap 41, the caution will be thrown and everything will be frozen here in the MNN Xfinity Series at Watkins Glen. And as we see Bennett Allen in the number 3 JCTV Ghost Energy Toyota Supra, he is chasing down the 31 of Aaron Mack. Aaron Mack already down 2 laps tonight. Looks like Bennett wants to make it 3, but I think Aaron Mack going to be able to hold him off. And Bennett Allen crosses the start-finish line, and that will begin the waiting period now to see when Michael Astuto makes his way across the start-finish line, and that will conclude stage number 2. Jeff Carson running in 7th position right now, basically holding off Michael Astuto. It kind of looks a little bit funny as Carson leading Astuto by just a short distance here as Astuto comes through the final turn. They go under the Go Bowling banner here, making their way down the front stretch, and we are back under caution here to conclude stage number 2. Bennett Allen, Mike Wright, John Bawalda, Brandon Minto, R.P. Allen, Eugenio Alonso, Jeff Carson, and Michael Astuto round out the lead lap cars here on stage number 2. Your top 10 concludes with Carlos Ramos and Mr. Ricky Carmichael in the 04 Chevrolet Camaro. Those drivers will receive those bonus points for being in the top 10 here at the conclusion of the stage at Watkins Glen International. Right now, we will get a hold of Bennett Allen if we can and see if we can move Bennett on down here to the broadcast booth and have a chat with him. Bennett Allen, Dave Regal up in the broadcast booth. You got a copy?
I'm back.
Look at you, coming back for more, just in case the first time wasn't painful enough.
Yeah.
Listen, you had a great run here in stage 2. RP dropped down early. I'm going to check in with him in a minute, but how's that car feeling? It shows that you didn't come down pit road before. Is that accurate?
No. I pitted last caution.
Well, iRacing Timing and Scoring says that you didn't, so congratulations for fooling a computer.
Yay.
But obviously that car dialed in pretty nicely here.
Yeah, I think it was just mostly mental errors again, this stage. That kind of caused me not to pull away that far from my brother. We're both equally as fast. I think he's running the Road America set from last week. He's doing really well with that, which is kind of surprising. But yeah, we're trucking. I didn't do as well in that stage as I thought I wanted, like I did or should. But hopefully this third stage, we get the pit stop timed right. My goal is pit in between 3 to 2 laps of my brother and Mike. So I'm still on the same kind of rotation of tires, because once you get past like 4 or 5 laps, there's a big swing in lap times. So we're gonna try to be on the freshest tires as we can possibly be in that stage pit stop. And again, just like last time, minimize mistakes, keep the car clean, keep the car on track, and have fun in the process.
Absolutely. Well, good to talk to you again. I don't want to be in your ear here as you come down pit road, followed by Mike Wright, John Bawalda, and the rest of the field. So congratulations on the stage 2 win, and we will see you there when the checkers fly.
Lord willing. See you, Dave.
All right, brother. And that was Mr. Bennett Allen driving the number 3 machine. And right now, if we can get a hold of him, I want to talk to John Bawalda in the number 51 trackbookings.com Chevrolet Camaro. John Bawalda, Dave Regal up in the broadcast booth. You got a copy, bro?
Yeah, I got you. How you doing?
Hey, man, listen, great run so far tonight in that number 51 Chevrolet Camaro. How's everything feeling tonight down there on the track?
Feeling pretty good. I got a lot of practice this week. Yeah, and I don't know, I feel like I got the car pretty dialed in. Been some calamity in first turn 1 every time, but the front 3 were able to get away after that, but was able to make it through without actually 2 of them. The big one that took Chris out in turn 1 in stage 1, I missed that as well. So I've just been dodging 4X's and trying to stay alive. Somehow I ended up in 4th. I'm enjoying my night so far.
Yeah, man, listen, I mean, you go ahead and you keep enjoying that because you've earned that tonight, man. So congratulations there on the P4 finish in stage 2, and we'll see what happens here once the checkers fly at the end of stage 3.
Yeah, hopefully we'll be talking again.
All right, brother, man, I'll chat with you later.
Have a good one.
That was John Bawalda, commissioner of the Tuesday Night NASCAR Thunder Truck Series. And they're available tomorrow night at 9 p.m. over on the Performance Motor Network. Brian Britt at the microphone, as he always does a great job. Keep in mind that the Davis Brothers Roofing Sunday Night NASCAR Cup Series available over on Sim Racing Media, hosted proudly by my good friend and boss man, Mr. James Riles. So you can always check them out. And right now, want to check in with Chad Sanner if I can. Chad
All
Sander,
right.
Dave Regal up in the broadcast booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, what's up, brother?
Hey, man, listen, great race so far. I mean, right now you're running in 11th behind Ricky, your teammate, but all things considered, you're having a decent night. How's the 59 handling?
Yeah, it's not bad. I can't really remember back to the first lap, but something happened. One of the guys wrecked and I hit him and it kind of beat my car up. And it's never really been the same since, but I'm having fun. Still a good time.
Look, I mean, that's the name of the game, having fun. I mean, you're out here to relax. This isn't,
Yep.
the do-all, end-all.
Right. I just know I got to keep her out of the grass and out of the wall and out of other people because I only got one X left.
Oh, geez. All of a sudden, I'm going to be sitting here watching and poof, there you'll go.
I'm going to try not to let that happen.
Well, folks out there watching on YouTube.com, we'll talk about the X system that you've now heard a couple of times from different drivers here on the broadcast. So, listen, Chad, what's besides all that, do you think you can start making a little bit more headway, or are you just going to hang on and get to the end?
Yeah, I'm kind of just, that's what Ricky and I were just talking about. We're kind of where we're at. I mean, because you can't really race with anybody, because if you bump them, we already put ourselves in a bad spot, with the X's. So, yeah, kind of just be conservative and take what I can get and just drive as fast as I can and see what happens.
Yeah, absolutely. We had talked to Ricky earlier at the end of stage 1. So here we are at the end of stage 2 talking to you, and glad to have you with us, man.
Yeah, thanks, man. Thanks for the interview.
Not a problem. Listen, you have yourself a good night. Good luck.
Thanks, Dave.
That was the pride of Smithfield, Pennsylvania, Mr. Chad Sander, setup builder for the 1110 race team. And I'll tell you what, Chad is one of those guys who I look forward to seeing every week, here on the track, as far as, getting to see different people. And, he's just a good guy all around. But, it's always good when you're building the setups, you get to know these cars so intimately, so well. And Chad, one of the best builders here that I've at least gotten to know over the last, year and a half or so. But right now, the iRacing.com pace car getting ready to bring it on down pit road. The man in the stand has the green flag in his hand. He waves it like crazy, and R.P. Allen brings the field down to turn number 1. And folks, we are going to step aside and let you hear the awesome sounds of these machines as they get it all wound up here for stage number 3.
Drivers that took time, all of them within 3.5 tenths of each other tonight is going to be a very closely competitive race.
As the field works its way out of the 3-4 complex, the only thing that's left to say is wipe the visor, adjust the 5-point safety harness, because race fans, it's showtime!
Amazing looking cars already. Green flag will fly.
Oh, they're wrecking! Well, one thing that you're going to see at this track that we haven't seen the last few weeks is a surface that's multi-group. I think this is the first multi-group surface we're going to have.
After an amazing race at Daytona, we now come to the left coast and Auto Club Speedway in Fontana, California for the second round of the Way She Goes Racing League Cup Series.
There's a new approach to lawn care, Preen One Lawn Care. Preen One does away with the hassle of multiple bags of different products. It has everything you need for a beautiful lawn in one bag. And all it takes is one application. For season-long weed control and feeding, apply the granules when the lawn is wet and weeds are actively growing. It blocks crabgrass all season. It prevents crabgrass seeds from growing. It kills the seedlings too, even when applied 4 weeks after they sprout. It's your best defense against tough weeds like dandelion, chickweed, henbit, and hundreds more. Plus, its slow-release formula feeds the lawn evenly for months to build stronger roots for maximum heat and drought resistance. Preen One delivers convenience and better performance in one package with one application. Spend more time enjoying your lawn and less time working on it. Preen One, and it's done. It's a lawn dream come true.
I know belts and hoses, not X and O's. I do O2 sensors, but not defenses. Yeah, I make a right call to keep your car in the game. Don't even need a playbook, it's all in my brain. Fuel injectors, alternators, radiators too. It's who I am, it's what I do. Never know how. Never know
With the Butt Kicker Gamer 2, what you see and what you hear is what you feel. Butt Kicker. The future is feeling.
In 2007, Ray Regal had a vision of serving his fellow firefighters' breathing air needs better. As a City of Reading firefighter since 1975, he knows the difficulties of finding the best and most affordable service company to care for and manage the most important means of survival firefighters have, breathing air. Northeastern Fire and Air is committed to providing our brothers and sisters with the best service in the industry and at an affordable cost. For more information, call 610-207-6608 for a consultation today and know that you can breathe easy with Northeastern Fire and Air. Welcome back to Watkins Glen International. We are here on lap number 51 of 82 in the Monday Night NASCAR Xfinity Series race from Watkins Glen. I'm Dave Regal here in the broadcast booth. Welcome into YouTube.com. If you folks are just tuning in, make sure that you subscribe and turn on those bell notifications. Give us a thumbs up there in the broadcast so it's easier for your friends and family to find your buddies out here on the racetrack tonight. Looks like here in the live chat that Roman is trying to say that Bennett might be the championship favorite, but in the words of Lee Corso, Roman, not so fast, as basically looks like Mike Wright pretty much running away with the season championship at this point. And RP Allen, of course, running away with the lead right now at Watkins Glen. Also, Monday Night NASCAR Xfinity Series Commissioner Robert Nestor in here cheering on his buddy John Bawalda saying, let's go, Bawalda. Great run, brother. And I'll tell you what, John Bawalda is having a great run tonight. Running in the top 5 right now, holding off Michael Astuto in the number 39 Ford Mustang. But John Bawalda has that trackbookings.com Chevrolet Camaro wound all the way up here as he's getting ready to come across the start-finish line yet again, and basically not taking any BS from this track tonight, as you know, oftentimes we see him get bit by that wreck bug that so often can ruin a night. But right now, John Bawalda running competitively up here in 5th position, running through that top 5. R.P. Allen in the USAA 03 Toyota Supra leads the way with Bennett Allen, his brother, just behind him in P number 2. Just about a half second separate the brothers from Chattanooga, Tennessee. Mike Wright, the pride of Greensboro, North Carolina, running in 3rd right now in the number 98 Ford Performance Mustang. Eugenio Alonso from Buenos Aires in the number 86 Chevrolet Camaro in 4th, and John Bawalda from Bel Air, Maryland in the number 51 Camaro. Rounding out the top 5, getting through the rest of these lead lap cars, we see Michael Astuto in the number 39 Cookout Ford Mustang, with Carlos Ramos in the number 97, Jeff Carson in the number 9 Napa Auto Parts Toyota Supra from Cross Junction, Virginia. And rounding out the lead lap cars, Brandon Minto from Norman, Oklahoma in the number 12 Upside Chevrolet Camaro rounds out your lead lap cars as he is running in 9th position right now. Running through the rest of the top 10, just Chad Sanner from Smithfield, Pennsylvania. We had talked to him during the stage break, and you know, these drivers, whoa, Sanner just came around and got loose. Let's see what happened there. Looks like Sanner just coming out of that final turn maybe caught the curb just a little bit, and I'm not real sure exactly what happened. We'll have to look and see. We'll take a look at it here from his nose and see if maybe he just got a little bit too close to the curb and it just spun him loose and around as he nosed into the guardrail right at the entrance to pit road. The Allen brothers side by side here for the lead. Bennett Allen challenging RP as they come through turn 1. My goodness, and as they make their way down through turn 2, things can't get much tighter here. My goodness, they're coming down through the final turn here. And as we see them just coming side by side, no stopping them now as they cross the start-finish line on lap number 55 of 82. These brothers going at it like basically a couple of brothers. You'll have to forgive me, folks, for all of the thought that I put into speaking. Every now and then you just run out of words, and that happened to be one of those times. But just a quarter of a second separating RP and Bennett Allen right now as they are nose to tail going down the backstretch toward the bus stop. And we'll see right here as they come into and through the bus stop and head on down toward the carousel. They are still going to be battling it out going down through the carousel and toward the penultimate. Taking a look right now at Ricky Carmichael, and I don't always try to... Never mind, Ricky is not out on track right now. Of course, as soon as I'm ready to go to him, he disappears. Bennett Allen and RP Allen still duking it out. My gosh, they are just hammer and tongs going at it. I don't know if RP stole a G.I. Joe that Bennett had, or if Bennett is trying to run away and maybe Mom's chased him there with that rolling pin through the living room. But right now, these two brothers couldn't be going at it any harder as we are on lap number 57 at 82. Bennett Allen winning stage 1 and 2, trying to regain the lead away from brother RP. But right now, as they come out of the S's and here onto the back stretch, it looks to me at least, my goodness, now I just lost there it is. As they come through the bus stop and toward the carousel, it looks like these two brothers are still not going to be giving it up anytime soon here on the track. And I got to be honest, my gosh, this just looks exciting. It's, whoa! RP Allen gets loose coming down toward the final turn here. As they come through the penultimate and toward the final turn, things got real hairy real fast. And we can see here in the lower right-hand corner of your screen, 1, 2, 3, Allen, and Wright, with just 0.3 of a second separating third from first. This is the battle that you've been waiting for all night, folks, as they work their way through the S's and onto the back straightaway. We see Chris Claude there in the number 10 back out on track after he had that damage repaired at the end of stage 2. So he's coming out right now, try to get himself some laps logged here, as he had talked about earlier. And, you know, can't really blame him at this point, as, you know, quite frankly, he's just going out there trying to keep himself competitive as far as points go. And we see right now, speaking of points, and we'll pull that up for you in just a moment. Chris Claude right now running in 5th, although he's running 15th tonight on track in the point standings. Chris Claude running in 5th right now with a top 5 and 8 top 10 finishes this season. Of course, your points leader, Mike Wright, running in 2nd position right now, as RP Allen seems to have dropped way down here. Looks like he may have gone off track. We'll take a look. And we see RP Allen being chased down by Mike Wright, and he just gets it way wide coming through the penultimate toward the final turn. And it just takes him off track, and he decides to err on the side of caution, get down and get some pit service done on that 03 USAA Toyota Supra. Bennett Allen now coming down pit road with 23 to go. Here at Watkins Glen, Bennett brings the number 3 JCTV Ghost Energy Toyota Supra down pit road, as he is looking where to put this bad boy up on his jack stand. As he pulls it in here in that second pit box, he is going to get 2 tires. 4 tires, 4 fresh Goodyears all around him. A tank of Sunoco race fuel, and Bennett Allen is off and ready to rock and roll. Next driver down pit road going to be John Bawalda. Of course, John finishing great there at the end of stage number 2. He comes down. He's going to get 4 tires and a tank of Sunoco race fuel. He, of course, now has plenty to get to the end, as Mike Wright and Eugenio Alonso both not having come down since lap number 42. Carlos Ramos last coming down on lap number 21, according to iRacing timing and scoring. Bennett Allen on lap number 59 and RP on 58. So green flag pit stops underway. Of course, here at a road course, there really are no cautions except for what we throw, of course, for the end of the stage. But so far, so good for most of these drivers, as we have 9 cars on the lead lap. Jeff Carson in the number 9, rounding out those 9 lead lap cars here at Watkins Glen International. I'm Dave Regal here with the Independence Racing Network. Thank you for joining us tonight on YouTube.com. Make sure that you subscribe and turn on those bell notifications. And to everybody who's viewing, make sure that you get there in the live chat. Let us know who you're pulling for. Let us know who your favorite driver is tonight. You know, whether it's a friend, a brother, a boyfriend, whoever. Make sure that you're letting us know so we can get them on camera tonight. Mike Wright cycled his way up to being your race leader as he comes into the final turn here. Looks like he is still going to stay out for yet another lap, as he and Eugenio Alonso both last came in on lap number 42. So Mike Wright trying to use that pit strategy and stay as far ahead of the Allen brothers as he possibly can, because I got to be honest, the Allen brothers tonight just seem like a force to be reckoned with. Eugenio Alonso coming down pit road now, as it looks like he is going to come in for his money stop here at the end of this piece, with just 21 laps to go at Watkins Glen. In 2007, Ray Regal had a vision of serving his fellow firefighters' breathing air needs better. As a City of Reading firefighter since 1975, he knows the difficulties of finding the best and most affordable service company to care for and manage the most important means of survival firefighters have: breathing air. Northeastern Fire and Air is committed to providing our brothers and sisters with the best service in the industry and at an affordable cost. For more information, call 610-207-6608 for a consultation today, and know that you can breathe easy with Northeastern Fire and Air.
There's a new approach to lawn care, Preen One Lawn Care. Preen One does away with the hassle of multiple bags of different products. It has everything you need for a beautiful lawn in one bag. And all it takes is one application. For season-long weed control and feeding, apply the granules when the lawn is wet and weeds are actively growing. It blocks crabgrass all season. It prevents crabgrass seeds from growing. It kills the seedlings too, even when applied 4 weeks after they sprout. It's your best defense against tough weeds like dandelion, chickweed, henbit, and hundreds more. Plus, its slow-release formula feeds the lawn evenly for months to build stronger roots for maximum heat and drought resistance. Preen One delivers convenience and better performance in one package with one application. Spend more time enjoying your lawn and less time working on it. Preen One, and it's done. It's a lawn dream come true.
Drivers that took time, all of them within 3.5 tenths of each other tonight, is going to be a very closely competitive race.
As the field works its way out of the 3-4 complex, the only thing that's left to say is wipe the visor, adjust the 5-point safety harness, because race fans, It's showtime!
Amazing looking cars already. Green flag will fly.
Oh, they're wrecking! Well, one thing that you're going to see at this track that we haven't seen the last few weeks is a surface that's multi-group. I think this is the first multi-group surface we're going to have.
After an amazing race at Daytona, we now come to the left coast and Auto Club Speedway in Fontana, California for the second round of the Way She Goes Racing League Cup Series.
I know belts and hoses, not X and O's. I do O2 sensors, but not defenses. Yeah, I make a right call to keep your car in the game. Don't even need a playbook, it's all in my brain. Fuel injectors, alternators, radiators too. It's who I am, it's what I do. Never know how. Never know
With the Butt Kicker Gamer 2, what you see and what you hear is what you feel. Butt Kicker. The future is feeling.
Welcome back to Watkins Glen International. Bennett Allen here in the Monday Night NASCAR Xfinity Series leads the way. I'm Dave Regal here with the Independence Racing Network. Glad to have everybody in with us as Bennett Allen leads the way in the number 3 JCTV Toyota Supra, sponsored also by Ghost Energy. Folks, if you get a chance to try out Ghost Energy, make sure that you don't pass up that opportunity. They have some really great flavors over there. I'm not trying to plug it for myself or anything, but I'll tell you what, I have had some really good experiences with Ghost Energy. It's sugar-free, it's dye-free. And I'll tell you what, excitingly enough, they have my favorite candy, of course, is the Swedish Fish, and you can get the Ghost Energy Gamer formula in Swedish Fish flavor, and it truly does taste like Swedish Fish. So go ahead and check out Ghost Energy drinks. You can find them at Circle K, GNC, and other retailers everywhere, including Amazon.com. So Bennett Allen, followed by brother R.P. Allen in the 03 USAA Toyota Supra. Mike Wright in the number 98 Ford Mustang, sponsored by Ford Performance, running in P3 as he works his way around Corey Burkett, the lapped car, number 13 there in your screen. Eugenio Alonso in the number 86 Chevrolet Camaro in 4th. John Bawalda, your Tuesday Night NASCAR Thunder Truck Series commissioner, with the number 51 TrackBookings.com Chevrolet running in 5th. Michael Astuto in the number 39 Cookout Ford Mustang running in 6th. Carlos Ramos in the number 97 Premier Setup Shop EE Sports Toyota Supra running in 7th. Brandon Minto in 8th. And rounding out your lead lap cars, Jeff Carson in the number 9 Toyota Supra, sponsored by Napa Auto Parts. So, oddly enough, looks like Jeff Carson about to be passed by as Bennett Allen just had a commanding night here in the Monday Night NASCAR Xfinity Series at Watkins Glen. And I mean, you know, the Glen is definitely one of the less technical road courses that we do. You know, there's not too drastic of an elevation change. The turns are fairly simple. And you can see by just looking at a basic illustration of the track here in the middle of your screen. Not too many hairpin turns, you know, one real tight turn, but that's just a carousel there after a bus stop. I mean, nothing crazy here at the Glen, as, you know, we've seen some really nutty road course configurations on the NASCAR circuit. Of course, this is the second to last road course that we will be visiting this season, as once more we do have to go to the Charlotte Roval, of course, in Concord, North Carolina, to conclude stage 1 of the playoffs. So that will be an interesting transfer week for several of these drivers, as Bennett Allen is chasing down Brandon Minto to put him down a lap. And once Allen gets around Minto, that will put just 7 cars on the lead lap, as it looks like Allen able to swing out and use that momentum to get around Minto, put him down a lap, and then there were 7. JC in the YouTube.com live chat here on the Independence Racing Network saying, let's go Bennett Allen. So Bennett Allen definitely has himself a small fan club tonight, as it looks like Roman earlier had said that he thought that Bennett was the championship favorite. But unfortunately, Roman, Bennett Allen is not going to be likely to take home championship winnings this year, as Mike Wright right now, your points leader, and Mike Wright has, let's just see here, 1,120 points with 329 bonus points. That puts Bobby Blazer, who hasn't run a race in several races now, in fact, at least 2 that I can recall myself, that basically puts him behind 339 points to Mike Wright. So anybody else, such as Bob Nestor, your Monday Night NASCAR Xfinity Series commissioner, he's chasing down Mike Wright by 468 points. So a lot going on so far this night, this week, here in the point standings, as things moving around. Of course, as we mentioned earlier, Bob Nestor not with us on track tonight, so we're, of course, keeping him in our thoughts, as, it just doesn't look the same without that number 29 Relative Properties Toyota Supra logging laps here in the MNN Xfinity Series. Live on the Independence Racing Network, I'm Dave Regal, bringing you all of the action, and glad to be with you tonight. Bennett Allen, your race leader, followed by R.P. Allen, Mike Wright, Eugenio Alonso, John Bawalda III. That is out your top 5. Rebecca Folk in our live chat this evening saying, keep calm and cheer on, number 98. Go get it, Mike. And go get it he shall, as Mike Wright out here every week just logging laps and getting it done here in the MNN Xfinity Series. Of course, he did not win last week at our road race, and it looks like he's still having trouble as he works his way around Jeff Carson in the number 9 Napa Auto Parts Toyota Supra. But Mike still trying to chase down Bennett Allen, as there are 8.2 seconds between Mike and Bennett. But R.P. Allen, the next Allen that Mike can get after, just 1/4 of a second ahead of Mike. But, Mike Wright, your points leader, and usually your race leader, but tonight things a little different, as the Allen brothers have decided to come out and make sure that they can stake their claim somewhere on a road course here. Just 7 cars on the lead lap here at Watkins Glen International. Bennett Allen, R.P. Allen, Mike Wright, Eugenio Alonso, John Bawaldo III, Michael Astuto, and Carlos Ramos. And I do see him here. I do see here in our Discord, Mr. Joseph Lester. And if he thought he was just going to sneak in here and get away with not saying anything, he was sorely mistaken. Joseph Lester, Dave Regal up in the broadcast booth. You got a copy?
I got you, buddy.
Hey, man, listen, saw you down there slumming in the Discord. What do you think so far of tonight's race?
I mean, I joined about halfway through to start coaching Bennett, and he's done pretty good. 10 laps to go, and Mike's caught behind RP. Also running about a second slower. He burned up his stuff, so I think Bennett has it. But it's definitely going to be interesting to see if Mike can get around Preston. That's the battle on track right now.
Yeah, I mean, I was just looking here and doing the math in my head. I figured, with a 9.5 second lead over Mike Wright, Bennett Allen basically would have to be slower by a half a second, and Mike Wright would have to be faster by a half second for him to even consider being close enough to overtake Bennett Allen. But last night you were there in the Sunday Night NASCAR Cup Series sponsored by Davis Brothers Roofing over on Sim Racing Media. What did you think of Watkins Glen in the next-gen car?
It's super fun. Great battle with Austin last night. And honestly, I think 2 more laps I could have got him. But sucks for Joe. I know he had put in a lot of practice, and to all the people who say he only drifts, well, that's just flat out wrong.
Yeah, last night was quite a run here in the Cup Series, and I mean, yeah, people will always try to talk trash on those that do so well, but you and Austin last night had one heck of a battle. So, I mean, it was kind of sad to see. Of course, I'm always pulling for you as my teammate over there at Sim Racing Media, and it's always kind of sad when I'm like, he was so close but so far away. But there's always next week, and of course we go super speedway racing next week in the Davis Brothers Roofing Cup Series.
Yeah, that should be fun. I've been wrecking every Daytona race I've done so far, so hopefully Sunday's a little bit better, but all about tonight and getting.
Yeah, man, absolutely. Well, listen, I want to drop you back up on in there, and thank you, sir, for taking the time. Of course, you didn't really have much of a choice. I kind of kidnapped you and brought you down here.
Yeah, I'm always available whenever I'm in a voice channel, so if you
all right, brother.
want to pull me in.
All right, brother. Well, I appreciate you, and I'm going to send you on back up here to Money House. But that is Mr. Joseph Lester, and I'll tell you what, one of the most talented young drivers on the iRacing.com server. I mean, oh, wow, Mike Wright gets it loose coming down toward the penultimate as he is now chasing down Bennett Allen, getting closer and closer. I'm sorry, R.P. Allen. He was getting closer and closer, and, sometimes all it takes is that one mistake. We were taking a look at Aaron Mack, who had gotten himself sideways. But right now, the story is all about Bennett Allen, who has just been dominant tonight here at Watkins Glen International. And, the Monday Night NASCAR Xfinity Series brought to you by Northeastern Fire and Air Butt Kicker and RS Button Boxes. And you folks are more than welcome and invited, quite frankly, to get on over there and, check out some of the people that support the things that we do here on the Independence Racing Network. Because without some of these folks, we wouldn't be on the air. And, we give all the credit in the world to Mr. Bob Nestor, who usually out here on the track tonight, but is dealing with, some personal things in real life things, and, the first rule in iRacing is always real life needs to come first. Rule 2 is when you feel like iRacing is becoming more important than real life, then you need to see Rule 1 once again. With 7 laps to go here at Watkins Glen International, Bennett Allen, your race leader in the number 3, JCTV Ghost Energy, number 3, Toyota Supra. Brother R.P. Allen in the 03 USAA Toyota Supra running in P2. Mike Wright, who had just made his first mistake in what's probably the last 3 months, running in third right now. Eugenio Alonso in fourth. John Bawalda the third, and Michael Estudo round out your top 6, top 7, followed by Carlos Ramos, Brandon Minto, and Jeff Carson. And actually, Minto and Carson have now been put laps down. So that leaves Ramos in 7th, your last car on the lead lap. And folks, we are going to step aside and let you hear the sounds of Watkins Glen International from what the drivers can hear. Four laps to go here at Watkins Glen International. Bennett Allen, your race leader, with a nearly 12-second lead over brother R.P. Allen. R.P. holding a 1.4-second lead over your points leader, Mike Wright, currently driving in third position. Eugenio Alonso running in fourth. John Bawalda running in fifth. Michael Estudo in sixth. And Carlos Ramos in that Premier Motorsports, Premier Racing Setupshops.com Toyota Supra running in 7th, but just 6 cars left here on the lead lap as we are now 3 to go at Watkins Glen International. Glad to have you in with us, as it looks like we have yet another spam bot here. And as he crosses the start-finish line, Bennett Allen now 2 to go. We'll see what happened back here with Aaron Mack real quick, as time is running out to watch some of these replays. Back on lap 69, Aaron Mack seemed to have gotten himself into a situation as he came into the bus stop. Looks like he had just gotten loose and took a little bit too much of that curb, which made him loose going into the carousel, and it was just one thing after another. Then, of course, we also see that Corey Burkett just also crashed, but on lap number 71. So not near as long ago as Aaron Mack at lap 69, but a busy night here at Watkins Glen International. We see Corey Burkett with no good on this number 13 machine, chasing down Brandon Minto, and not sure what really happened here. It's almost as if he had tried to brake too early and got himself all caught up, and right now trying to find, here we go, a good cockpit view. As the white flag is out, and Bennett Allen leading the field through as he enters the S's one more time. Bennett now on the backstretch as it looks like he's getting ready to come down past the bus stop wall. And here comes Bennett. Wow, there he is. He enters the bus stop. He's now getting ready to leave the bus stop, head on down through the carousel, as we are following him every step of his final lap here at Watkins Glen International. I'm Dave Regal on the Independence Racing Network, the exclusive broadcast provider of iRacing.com's Monday Night NASCAR Xfinity Series. And we see Bennett now just about ready to come out of the final turn as he rolls out under the Go Bowling banner. Bennett Allen won stage 1, 2, and now the race here in stage number 3 in the number 3 JCTV Ghost Energy Toyota Supra. Congratulations, Bennett. Bennett Allen in the number 3 JCTV Ghost Energy Toyota Supra, celebrating at the start-finish line. you can see those final race results here ticking across the top of your screen on the aforementioned ticker. As it's been a pretty busy night, all things considered. Here at Watkins Glen in New York's wine country. And we're just waiting for Bennett Allen to come into the broadcast booth. There we are, looking for Bennett Allen, Dave Regal in the broadcast booth. What's up, man?
Hey, man. I told you I was going to be back.
Look at you, drawing the short straw to have to come and talk to me again. Listen, that number 3 JCTV Ghost Energy machine has been all kinds of cranked up, all kinds of crazy all night. I mean, great run. How was she handling out there?
Oh, it was beautiful, man. I can't thank Money House Money House Racing, Money House Graphics, JCTV enough, man. All my friends over there are just the greatest people in the world. They're such a blessing to have in my life. Josh has been a really big help. He's my sponsor. He's my crew chief. He's my spotter. It just means so much. But yeah, this JCTV Toyota Supra was just I no words for it. I was a little worried there early in stage 3 because I could not catch my brother for the heck in the life of me. And I mean, I can't even speak right now, man. It's just crazy that I've won 2 in a row. I'm trying to go for 3 at Daytona next week because it's a super speedway. It's a wild card race. So, yeah, it's just awesome.
Yeah, with Daytona there in the windshield right ahead of you, I mean, you called it exactly right. Definitely a wild card race. I mean, you know, a completely different animal. And as Commissioner Chris Claude had mentioned, Chris, of course, the SNN Cup Series commissioner, mentioned that we aren't going to be road racing for a while, but coming up there in October, looks like we'll be down at the Charlotte Roval. So looks like you can put up that road racing wheel for a little while.
I wish that wasn't the case, but I feel really confident in my abilities at coming up races like Kansas, Darlington, and Daytona. Really any mile and a half or short track. I think Bristol's going to be difficult, just how tight and compact that racetrack is. I'm not confident my ability is really there, and I just really want to run a clean race. But Daytona, Kansas, and Darlington, I'm excited for. We're going to get the setups ready, dialed in, try to get a new paint scheme in that has more JCTV logos on it, and more Money House logos on it as well. But yeah, we're excited for what's to come. We're excited that, you know, we got 2 wins in the bank leading into the playoffs. We got 2 extra playoff points, so we had a max points race today, which is amazing. Yeah, there's a lot I could say right now. I just don't want to take up so much time.
Trust me, man, I feel you. And before we cut you loose, is there anybody else that you would like to tip your helmet to before we let you go?
Well, you know, I didn't say this in the beginning, but I probably should have. You know, all glory to God for letting me do this. I mean, it's such a blessing that it's amazing that I can do this. And you know, I want to thank again Josh, Joseph, Austin, Leo, everybody over there. My brother, he really helped. Finishing 1-2 with him against Awesome. Like I said back at Indy Road, it was a dream come true. And to be racing him really tough for the lead was just something that had a smile on my face the whole time. And I love him to death. And I love all these guys to death. They've been really a big help. You know, I was talking about last week with my anxiety and stuff. They're always there on my side if I need to talk. And, you know, I've known Joseph for almost 2.5 years now, maybe more. And it's just all been awesome. It's been overwhelming just to have a lot of people on my side. And it's amazing. And it's amazing that we get to do this. This is like as close as you can get to real life without being in the real thing. Maybe one of these days when I get older, I can race a real stock car, but you know, it's neither here or there, so we'll see what happens.
Amen, brother. And listen, glad to hear who you're giving the glory to. So we will see you next week at of course, I'm going to go with that, the wild card race at Daytona International Speedway. But Bennett Allen, thank you for your time, man.
No problem. Thanks, Dave. Thanks for all you do, man.
Anytime. That was Bennett Allen. And right now, want to pull up our second place finisher, Mr. R.P. Allen. So we got to talk to one Allen. Now, geez, wrong one. Got to talk to one Allen brother, now the other, RP Allen, Dave Regal up here in a broadcast booth. You got a copy?
Yes, sir.
Hey, man, listen, just talk to your brother, and sounds like he had his machine all kinds of cranked up to crazy. How are you feeling tonight?
I'm all right. I mean, I think my brother spent a lot more time this week trying to get back at me, trying to go 2 in a row. His setup was a lot better than mine for some reason, and he's just a better racer today. So I'm a little disappointed. I'm not gonna lie. Second place kind of sucks.
Yeah, nobody's real big on finishing in second, but get his second win in a row. He did. Bennett did, and I mean, that's got to be pretty cool to be able to race against your brother. I mean, I've only got a sister, so it doesn't really translate. But to be able to go out every week and hang out with your brother like that, that's got to be a pretty cool feeling, no?
Yeah, that's why I do it. It's hang out with my brother whenever I can. I kind of have a busy schedule other than Mondays and Sundays, so I try to keep at least a little bit of time to where I know I can hang out with my brother. So, yeah, it's fun. I like doing these leagues. And I'm sad to see the road courses go because me and Bennett kind of dominate. So, um, looking forward to Daytona, I guess.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, again, heck of a run tonight. And before we cut you loose, is there anybody else that you wanted to tip your helmet to?
Yeah, I got Money House Racing. It was a good race for us. I'm sometimes with EE Motorsports, so thanks for them. And yeah, see you in Daytona.
All right, man. We will absolutely see you in Daytona. Ladies and gentlemen, that was Mr. R.P. Allen, driver of the 03 USAA Toyota Supra, finishing second tonight. And last but certainly not least, we want to bring in our good buddy Mike Wright, which usually we get to talk to him first in line, but tonight third. Mike Wright, Dave Regal in the broadcast booth. You got a copy?
I do, and just remember it's a road course. I get a handicap.
That's fine. Well, trust me, if there was a handicap for road courses, I'd be a quadriplegic.
Because the Allens, I don't know if it's a lot of setup and there's a lot of skill involved too. I'm sure they are happy for the road courses. I am happy to move on.
Yeah, I'm with you there as far as being happy to move on. It'll be nice, even from a broadcaster's perspective. I'm always happy to go right back to, speedways and super speedways. Of course, next week looking at Daytona. So with Watkins Glen in the rear view, Mike, what are you thinking as we get ready to go to Daytona?
I don't know. Daytona's a lot tighter than Talladega, and Talladega seems to be too tight at times for iRacing. So I don't know. We'll have to see. Brandon is on the edge of points for the playoffs, so we'll probably be game planning to see what we can do to get him in victory lane. So we'll discuss kind of what we want to do, if we want to try to control the front or play it a little cool for a little while just to make sure we're there at the end. It's going to be really all about him, trying to get him a win for the playoffs so he's secure, so we don't have to worry about it. And then hopefully we'll get to some tracks that we can go fast and maybe break a little on entry, but not have to turn right.
Yeah, man. Listen, I totally get about your braking zones, and as I said a little bit ago, this is the last one for a little while. Chris Claude had mentioned that this is the last road course for a little while, so you and I can both hang up our handicaps for the next several weeks, as the Charlotte Roval is not until October. So plenty of time to find an excuse or find a family member who's it's high time to go and visit in the hospital or the nursing home. And that Sunday, the 21st, will be, or that Sunday, what is that? The 4th or 5th, 4th.
The good
We
news
will be
is I
together.
hope that I can maybe skip the Roval. You can win the weeks before and advance, or I have a decent amount of playoff points, so maybe we'll end up with a big enough buffer I can show up and just run it easy and not have to worry about putting up good numbers. That would be
Yeah,
nice.
you definitely could wind up there in the starting park, situation and still not do too badly. But before we cut you loose, Mike, is there anybody else that you'd like to tip your helmet to?
The Allens, again, running well. I feel like I can hang with them. That's pretty good, based off what we've seen the last few weeks with the road courses. So happy to get top fives on all the road courses. Not bad. Brandon and Mike both running with me. Mike's done pretty well getting used to running in the league. He's had some good runs. Hate that he had to come in the middle road course season, but I'm sure he'll be happy to move on to some other tracks. So we'll get to working on some normal stuff here shortly. We got Bristol in here in a couple weeks, but other than that, we'll have some normal racing going on.
Normal racing will be the name of the game. So, Mike Wright, thank you for your time tonight, and we will cut you loose. Thank you very much, sir.
You're welcome.
That was driver of the number 98 Ford Performance Mustang here with us this evening. And just as we get ready to rock and roll here, that is not the one. And tonight's final race results are as follows. Bennett Allen, R.P. Allen, Mike Wright, Eugenio Alonso, and John Bawalda III round out the top five. Michael Astuto in sixth, Carlos Ramos in seventh, Brandon Minto, Jeff Carson, and Aaron Mack round out your top 10. Corey Burkett in the number 13 Ford Mustang finishes in 11th. Zachary Vaughn in the number 91 after kind of an ugly situation here during the race finishes in 12th. Chris Claude, your Davis Brothers Roofing Sunday Night NASCAR Cup Series commissioner, finishing in 13th, just ahead of Chad Sanner and Ricky Carmichael, as well as Anthony Paggio, Ian Humphreys, and Doug Argabright. So plenty going on here tonight, folks, as Argabright did not even take the field. So it looks like, if you had to think about it, and then there was one. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for riding this out with us all evening long, as it is always just such a blessing to know that you folks are there watching and subscribing, turning on those bell notifications, giving us the thumbs up every single week. It's just a humbling feeling to know that you're all in our group. So, for myself, Dave Regal here, and everybody working at the Conshohocken Studios of Independence Racing Network, I want to say thank you, good night, good luck.